That has been raised by various stakeholders, particularly parents, but we have a specific petition that we'll be referring to regarding the creation and distribution of gay content by Walt Disney, which specializes mostly on children content, and that's the point of concern that we want to address and we don't want to take for granted. So the attention of the board has been drawn to allegations by the public through various platforms, including social media, that Walt Disney is showing gay-themed cartoons in the country or intends to show the same. In particular, we've received a petition signed by over 51,000 people through Citizen Go Africa to ban content by Disney from showing in Kenya. The gist of the petition by Citizen Go, I am sure a lot of you know about Citizen Go. It's a pro-life NGO that, champions the rights of children, the rights of family, and they petitioned us through social media, a petition that is still going on and people are signing. As we speak, there are about 51,000 people who have already signed that petition and addressed to the Kenya Film Classification Board. The gist of that petition, or the contents of that petition, is that Walt Disney has produced gay content which will be screened in Kenya soon. They have referred to several films. One is the Frozen 2 film. Number 2 is Beauty and the Beast. And then they are referring to Gay Pride Parade that took place in Disney, I think, on 1st of June. They have also Citizen Go has made complaints to the effect that such content should not be shown in Kenya, and that the effect of the same will be to undermine and distort the institution of the family and impair the moral judgment of our children regarding what a family is. Because when you parade a man and man as a family, or woman and woman, then that distortion comes into play. We will restrict ourselves to the exigencies and the exact details of the law, so in respect to this, but also our work. The board has examined Frozen 2 trailer, a sequel of Frozen 1 that was released in 2013. We have established that the trailer, or from the content that we can see, has no gay content. So we want to make it very clear and allay any fears from our stakeholders that Frozen 1 or Frozen 2, which is a sequel of Frozen 1, does not have gay content, the trailer that we are watching. In any case, you know that until it screens, we cannot get the full details, but what we can access as of now has no gay content. Frozen 1, an animated film, is based on a fairy tale, The Snow Queen, and the storyline is about Princess Elsa, who is the main character, who discovers that she has magical powers, and she can throw her hands on the air and cause a lightning and stuff like that. She can also swim across a stormy ocean. So it's about this magical character, and there are two male characters, Olaf and Kristoff. And I think it's the directions that are being perceived to be promoting gay content from the petition that we've received from Citizen Go. Frozen 2 trailer picks from Princess Elsa's magical powers and shows her swimming in a stormy ocean. The film itself is not accessible online because it is yet to be released. It premieres on 22nd of November in the United States of America. So no one can tell of the details, like I've said. And once it is released, and indeed we establish that it has gay content, then we'll make our position very clear in respect to the Kenyan law. It is important for us to make it clear, particularly to the petitioners, Citizen Go, and the parents who have written to us and other stakeholders, that our mandate is strictly on the Kenyan jurisdiction. We enforce the Films and Stage Plays Act, We do not regulate films in America or in another country. We regulate for Kenya, and our concern is to the Kenyan viewers, particularly children, to ensure that they are protected from harmful or misleading content, and that's why we are very concerned. However, the concern about Citizen Go and other stakeholders regarding cartoons or children programs is merited, because we've seen some concerted efforts by LGBT community to sneak in gay content on our screens, particularly on cartoons and including textbooks. So these concerns are valid, and we want to assure Citizen Go, the rest of the petitioners, and our stakeholders that we are vigilant, that we are on high alert to ensure that such content will not be screened in Kenya. The law is very clear. Tired cliche, but I must use it. The law is very clear that homosexuality is illegal in Kenya. Gay content will not be screened in Kenyan screens, both paid to view or free to air. We have been party to the programming code for free to air, and now the new code that is being implemented by the Communications Authority of Kenya. And the mandate of rating that content and the philosophy under Section 3 of the programming code for free to air, and now the new version, is to ensure that content that is aired in any TV station is suitable, particularly the one that is aired during the watershed period, is suitable for family viewing. The institution of the family is sacrosanct. It is the most basic unit of society. We cannot achieve sustainable development without the unit or the institution of family. And hence, we applaud Citizen Go and all the stakeholders who are raising alarm every time content of this nature begins to infiltrate our market. It is our duty to ensure that our children understand family to be a union between a man and a woman, not a man with an animal, or a woman, or a man and a man. It is a union between two people of the opposite gender. That will remain the essence of the content that we regulate. That will remain the focus and the philosophy behind our work, and will ensure that there is no misleading content that is accessed by our children, whether through PlayStation, computer games, pay-to-view TV, including Netflix. We'll be very keen to ensure that content that is distributed even on over-the-top services, the parents who are subscribing know that they are not expected to subscribe for their children programs that will expose them wrongly or give them the wrong perception about family, about violence, or about such amiable behavior. The second film that Citizen Go has complained about, Beauty and the Beast, which is also a romantic fantasy, was rated by the Kenya Film Classification Board as PG in 2017. The Citizen Go has said that the IMAX, who are licensed by the Kenya Film Classification Board to do distribution and exhibition of films in Kenya, will be showing this. We've contacted IMAX, and they have not received this screen. Indeed, they get the keys to screen a film after it has been released. So they can only access it in November, after 22nd of November, when it premieres in the United States. This is the earliest we expect. Then we can get the details of the content. So again, to be precise and to answer to the petitioners, Citizen Go, and everybody else who has written to us, is that as it is right now, IMAX is not showing or exhibiting gay content. And our license and agreements with them do not permit them to air or to exhibit any content that is against the laws of Kenya. We have contacted IMAX, like I said, and they have pledged that the content classified by the board, they will have the content classified by the board before it is exhibited, and obviously, where there is contravention of the law, then it will not be exhibited in Kenya. Citizen Go says there was a gay pride parade at Disney Park in Paris on 1st of June. This, again, as I said, was a live event in another jurisdiction, which probably, and actually not probably, allows homosexuality. And so while we would wish that people were like Kenya, every other country was like Kenya, where homosexuality is illegal, the institution of family is respected, and marriage is defined as a union between two people of the opposite sex, we are not regulators of content in the United States. The only attention that we pay here is in respect to the over-the-top services, OTTs, and streaming services, and the impact of technology, which is likely now to filter into gadgets that are accessed by children, and therefore they could end up accessing content like that. However, we have no jurisdiction over what shows in the Disney Park, and therefore we'll leave that to other jurisdictions. Allow me to say, however, that I am now the vice chairman of the Content Regulation Harmonization Standards Committee in Africa. In the last, I think this is my 3rd month since I was appointed. South Africa has the chair. And the reason behind the formation of that Continental Content Harmonization Committee was actually to ensure that we go back to our basics and ensure that films speak to the dominant values of the people, and more importantly, to protect children from exposure to harmful content, particularly online. This is an agenda that I'll be taking to South Africa in July when we meet during the DISCOP to evaluate or to review the progress of our newly found continental body that focuses on ensuring that films speak about the stories of Africa, that Africa is not depicted as a continent, a dark continent, bedeviled by sickness, disease, and poverty, that we begin to pick the positive stories about our continent, the potential of our people, the resilience of our people, and the beauty of our continent. But more importantly, to protect generations that will come through our young people, to ensure that they are not exposed wrongly through social media or other online platforms. To answer, therefore, to the issue about the gay parade as raised by Citizen Go, is to say that that happened in another jurisdiction. What Disney does not have a theme park in Kenya where the live cartoons can be paraded, and therefore, while the concerns are merited, they do not have basis for now to warrant any cause for alarm. In view of this, allow me to take this opportunity to thank the petitioners for reaching out to us, bringing out these issues. We thank every parent who is keen and observing and monitoring what their kids are watching, and who are raising and reaching out to us as the last line of defense in ensuring that we protect our moral fabric. I think we can only build a strong nation when our children are protected, when our children learn positive social values, when they know the right values about family, and when they love their country and they are patriotic to the ideals of our land. And therefore, while we have not found basis for concern for now, we thank Citizen Go and all the petitioners for raising this matter with us. We ask parents to be vigilant. We commit to be vigilant as a regulator, and we ensure that we'll keep in touch with all concerned parties. We have reached out to content distributors, spectrum managers, content service providers, and other regulators to ensure that content promoting gay content will not be aired on our screens, particularly where the content involves children. We do this in the very belief that by regulating film and broadcast content, we are protecting the very fundamental values of our country to ensure that films promote our culture, national values, and aspirations, and that children are given the right values, that they know the right from wrong, and that they understand the institution of family to be what it is, and that a parent or the institution of family plays the right role, and the parents have a duty to ensure that they do not allow their kids to access the wrong content. We remain vigilant in ensuring that the content being promoted by LGBT will not see the light of day in this country. The ruling recently about legalizing gay content, I think was very clear. We stick to that, and we continue to uphold the law as it is, and we assure our stakeholders that they're in safe hands under the Kenya Film Classification Board. We thank IMAX and all the other exhibitors in the country. I think we have 8 major ones who have been very, very supportive. We have held meetings in this boardroom. They have assured us that they will comply with the law. And where children are involved, they will ensure that they are not exposed to the wrong content. We thank them for that. We thank the parents who are vigilant and everyone who has raised these issues with us. And we thank you also for coming. And we hope this clarification will suffice for the time being as we wait to see the details of what will be produced in the films that have been referred to. Thank you very much. I think unless there's anything else.